Yo. What is going on? What is going on, peoples? Welcome to another episode of I.O.W. Sports. We are here, episode 209. The whole gang is in the building.
Gang.
See, Detroit Mail, he's down in the fuck free world 313. Fuck free world 313. He's in the 313 Detroit Mail. And then, of course,
T-shirt screaming Mel, I don't fit you.
Still my favorite line in that movie.
And of course, we got the big homie Nick Shine. He's up in the New Jersey. Getting ready,
gaming the monsoon tonight.
Pre-gaming, getting ready for the Jets game.
12-9, baby. 12-9 tonight. Bet the under.
Yeah, it's gonna be a low-scoring game.
It's ugly up here.
hey, it's ugly up here. It's ugly down here in Carolina. We've been getting cold rain all day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on our side, on Raleigh and Cary. I don't know.
You're on the bottom of that storm that's up here.
Yeah. So,
we about to get it. We supposed to get it tomorrow.
Yeah, and then of course I am the wild card Mar. As always, let's get the preliminary shit out of the way. Y'all know the deal. Please go over to all our social media platforms. You can catch us on Facebook, Instagram, and most importantly, YouTube, where all the content is stored at I.O.W. Sports Network. And of course, you can catch us on Twitter, I.O.W. Sports 1. We are on all the places where you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, all of that. We there. All that Anchor, we there. We is there. So please go like, share, subscribe. Make sure you punch those buttons. Spread the word of what we got going on. Hey, now that we got that out of the way.
All right.
Punch those buttons like Mel punches his dates.
You mind, bitch?
Mel coming to you live from Detroit inside the rape closet.
He in the closet?
The hell is this?
My favorite soda? Grape. What's my favorite thing? Grape.
So we say pop. We say pop.
Yeah, pop. Yeah.
We got great pop.
Yeah, pop.
Fago.
The party started at 4:15 in the apartment, 4 hours before kickoff.
Yeah. You guys got a big game. We'll definitely discuss that as we get you guys.
That's right. There is the Thursday night game in Jacksonville.
It is. As we get you guys ready for Week 16. There's other couple of topics that we kind of touch on real quick before we get down to the nitty gritty of Week 16, which is everybody's dying for. There's some. Well, since we pretty much got 3 regular season games left for each team, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Divisions are getting clinched, playoff spots are getting clinched, and the race for those wild cards are coming down to the nitty gritty. So there's a lot going on, and we'll definitely discuss that. But I want to start right here, fellas.
All right.
So, interesting topic right here because I've never seen something like this.
What up, Matt?
There we go. So your boy, what's going on, Matt? Shout out to MJ. So your boy Carlos Correa got the big deal from the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And then allegedly, there was some medical things that the Giants kind of got backtracked on, and they were like, And then the next day, the press conference was supposed to happen. They canceled it, and as soon as they canceled the the little meeting for them to introduce him, he turns around and signs another team. I forgot who he signed with. He signed with the Mets.
Mets.
Yeah, signed with the Mets.
Pretty important. No, it's very easily forgettable. 500 million and stuck into the Braves again.
Well, it's crazy about the Mets. They had 103, 105 wins and still got bumped out the wild card. That's neither here nor there.
Right. Which I said at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. I mean, you called it. But I mean, a lot of Yankee fans called it too. They like to keep the Mets fans and tell them to shh, just pipe down a little bit, and they like to remind Mets fans
they're the Cowboys of baseball.
They're gonna disappoint.
Both their seasons are usually over by July.
Right.
But I want to get you guys' take on.
He didn't fail the physical, Anthony. They had a difference in opinion on the medical, and then everyone's got to realize these deals aren't finalized until pen hits paper.
Mm-hmm.
When you come to terms, and you'll see that it doesn't say the Giants have signed him, the Yankees haven't signed him. Until they do that pen to paper and that press conference announcing you are not technically on that team yet. And I think fans, Anthony Barr did it to the Jets a few years ago, where he agreed to terms. And then all of a sudden, Vikings swooped back in and got him, thank God, because that would have been another awful contract. But it's agreed to terms and have signed are two totally different things. And fans look right past that in the passion, excitement, or shock of the moment. So the physical gets done before the contract gets signed. And this is why. You want to check a guy out, and maybe you're like, all right, we're going to lower it a little bit because we see something. And he's like, all right, someone else will pay me. Peace, I'm out.
But I'm confused on the timeline because the physical had to have happened like a while ago when they first came to terms.
But there's probably discussions after the physical.
Okay.
That's why it was labeled as disagreed on the medical, where they're saying, hey, we see something. And then his people are saying his agent's attorney or his agent's doctors are like, no, ain't nothing wrong there. And then
I'm kind of curious what it is. They saw it, it scared them off.
He got a vagina.
I wouldn't scare me. As long as you can hit the ball, I don't care.
Out in the dirt-filled vagina.
But let me ask you this, man. If you're the Mets, if a team, well, he'll be back. So let me ask you this, Nick. If a team has injury concerns and literally hours later another team signs them, if you're the Mets, you're not worried about that you're not concerned that a team saw something that literally paused them to give them that big contract because of what 13 years, 300 something million.
I'm gonna give you my response in the sound of a musical beat from Queen and David Bowie, Under Pressure. Desperation. We are desperation. Yeah, it's pure desperation. They don't care. They would take fucking Satan in the Queens right now if he could hit 225 and play Gold Glove shortstop.
I thought he was already there.
It is. He bought the team. 500 million.
It just. No, I'm just saying. Me personally,
you had to pay $47 for a cheesesteak.
I don't know. I can see what you're talking about with the desperation part on the Mets. Obviously, you get 101 wins and you can't even get past the Braves for the second year in a row, and you keep throwing money. You sign another shortstop, and then you're going to transition him to third base as if that's an easy transition.
Right.
Like I'm just confused by the move of the Mets in this sense because I don't recall Carlos Correa ever playing third base. He's always been a shortstop.
They're doing the A-Rod thing, right? With a much lesser player.
But it's still an adjustment, though.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, but just. I
mean, Lindor and Carrera are not Peter and A-Rod.
So. Not even close. This is like the Make-Wish version of this situation. It definitely is. But
this is the Wish, the Chinese website. You order Wish. I want to order Peter and A-Rod. And
it's the Wish version.
Show up.
You get Correa and Lindor.
Oh, Philip, you're gonna play shortstop?
Matt brings up a good point. He says, I think someone got to the owner and told him he done fucked up on the years, and here is your out.
The Giant owner?
The Giants.
Yeah.
That's paying the Giants back.
Yeah.
And then the Mets added years to it, didn't they?
No, they subtracted one more. No, because the Giants was 13 years, and then the Mets went down a year. But I think
everybody's Tom Brady now. Even the Judge deal, I don't like because it's too long. We discussed it before he signed it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the length of the Judge deal. Guys his size statistically do not hold up past 36, 37 years old. Matt, yes, he moved
Kyle
over
Ripken is different, though. Man.
He was 6'3",
Cal
215, 220.
Cal
Ripken was a big dude. He just couldn't physically do it anymore. Carrera's in his prime still, you would say, right?
Yeah, because what is he, 28, 29?
Something like that.
Somewhere around there. Look.
Ripken voluntarily moved over because he was just, my body can't do it anymore. He never had days off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was Iron Man. But with this, now don't get me wrong, it does make a nice left side of that infield with Correa at third and Lindor at second. It really does. But that's assuming that Correa can pick up third base and in a smooth transition. Which I'm not saying he's a scrub, but I'm saying like you've been playing shortstop all your life. Yeah, now I gotta go to third. I think this is a money move by Correa. Like you spent 1 year in Minnesota, and when you got the contract from Minnesota, and found you had your player opt out after 1 year. So I don't even know why you even went to Minnesota, if you ask me. So I mean, I just want to get you guys to take on it
to see if he could do it without cheating. Nick's spitting hate from the everyone's getting roasted.
Hey, Mel, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when McDaniels burned the Colts to go back to to go back to New England.
Yeah, here's my thing, man. I mean, you look at it from a Giants perspective. They saw something business wise, I don't see a problem with that. You find you're out. You know what I'm saying? From Carrera's perspective, if somebody gonna offer me more money after the team turn me down, I'm gonna jump on it. I ain't gonna sniff it down and take that money and keep on moving. And you would think on paper that you go into a good situation because the Mets on paper look like a decent team, and you think you can add to that and help push for a World Series. But like I always say with the Mets, they gotta prove it to me first. So I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer until I see the Mets do it.
No doubt.
What's up? Hey, no doubt. No doubt, baby.
I have the phone. I have the phone hooked up to the.
Getting paid is a forte. Each and every day to play away.
Oh, really?
And I closed one out of the app, and then Pandora kicked back in. Think about the girl all the time.
Wow. Hey, Courtney, how you doing, baby? But no, I just want to get you guys' opinion on that because I'm just like, there's got to be something that I wish they would like let everybody know exactly what they saw.
Right. I'm curious. I'm kind of curious on that too.
Everyone is so. The Mets are so desperate.
Well, I'm talking about the Giants. What the Giants see
what did the Giants see?
They made them say, "Oh, we ain't mess with that."
Maybe I think that Matt's got a good point. I think people were like, "Do not fucking do this. What are you out of your mind?" Well, not everyone's Barry Bonds or Tom Brady. Not everyone is going to play well until the age of 40 or later.
That's true.
I'm petrified of Judge hitting 36.
It's funny you say desperation with the Mets, but I also kind of see it might be a little bit of desperation in the Giants in that kind of contract that they probably gave to him, which might lead to what Matt is talking about. Like, find an out this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they threw the big contract at Aaron Judge, couldn't lure him away, and you're looking like, well, hell, what kind of big name left on the free agency market can we get to bolster our roster? And they, Carlos Correa, that's it. Get him. Throw money out.
Right.
So I think there might be some desperation on the Giants side on that.
It's like going to a strip club. Not every girl gets premium dollar.
No, they don't.
And I feel like Major League Baseball is treating every free agent like they are a beautiful, perfectly sculpted 10.
Hey, look.
There's a lot of 5s and 6s at the strip club. Let's be real.
Two nickels make a dime.
Damn that. A 5 and a 6 with a big butt is a 5 and a 6. She look like a dime when there's no dimes around, but when the dimes show up next to the dimes, she's
it
a
looks
5
like
or 6.
that crusty ass rotted penny that's been sitting in like Coca-Cola and it's like faded green and got like rust and grime on it.
It still spins.
But then that quarter walks away and you look at that penny, like, I ain't had a penny in a minute.
All I know is you ain't been to a real strip club experience until you see the
until you dip the wings in some pussy.
But you
Sir,
can't
what?
You can't treat every free agent like they're a 10. Like the Padres were being like Oprah the week before Christmas.
That's
You get 300 million. You
That's
get
a real
300
strip
million.
club.
You get 300 million.
Hey, down the blue cheese and a ranch.
Hey, it's funny you say that, Nick, because Anthony brings up a good point.
Anthony who?
And AP. Anthony
Man,
Price.
He a Commanders fan.
No, but really think about it. How much
Anthony, that's a dope picture, man, with you and the little one. It looks like you're the New York Giant cornerback covering the Washington receiver with a hug the other night on the final play.
Everybody's in with the lights off. No, don't cut the lights on there because you would be very disappointed.
I don't know, man. Sometimes that's
hey, 10, 5, 10, 5. 10. Never mind. Hey, but no, I think Anthony brings up a good point.
What's that?
What is Juan Soto's extension going to look like? They made the trade. Obviously,
it's not monopoly money.
Yeah, but it's putting these guys in the luxury taxes, man. Like, come on, man. Like you, man.
It's not my money, man. Do whatever you want.
I mean,
business to the ground.
When it all comes down to it, but I'm saying it's bad business. It's bad business.
That's what Major League Baseball is. But they get away with it because they have so many extra games than the other sports where they can milk it. And a lot of them have their own television networks. You know, basically anybody on the coasts has their own television network now.
Yeah.
It's got SNY, Yankees with Yes, Boston with Nesson, Fox Sports out in LA.
Yeah.
I think that the Padres just came out on something too. So it's monopoly money, man. It's just they're throwing money around. If the team is good, the fans will show up. They're hoping that they're burning it at the end, both ends of the candle.
Yeah, I hear you. But I mean,
that's why I don't want to go to Yankee games anymore. I don't got $400, $500 to take the two kids to a game with travel, parking,
you can't afford it.
Food,
that's
beer.
ridiculous.
Bro, that's
almost, they want a soda in a cup. It's an $8 soda. Fuck out of here, man.
Hey, literally, you almost just spent the grand.
7-Eleven when I just walk out.
You literally just almost spent the grand in one day. Like
right.
and
did you have parking into that too?
Parking too.
Yeah, that's great. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, but I know that's up in New York. I don't know if it is
for most places. The bridge that I'm never going to pay. All
that. Boston, I know the ticket price is going to be like that. The Dodgers are going to be like that.
I think most of the stadiums are high, man.
Hey, you know what?
What's your local park and having to play? They don't even play where men play. They play in a park. Kids and dogs and frisbees play in a park. Men play in a stadium or a field.
I mean,
and everything from there.
I'm not sure how that works, Anthony.
Come out teens caps.
But the issue is with baseball, they don't have a salary cap. So
right.
They're not like the NFL when you gotta have
they have a soft cap.
Right.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, it's barely even there, bro. So I mean, MLB. I just thought that was weird that Correa at the last minute, just bloop. Yeah, let me swerve, swerve. Let's move on because
but Matt, sorry, real quick.
Yeah,
they have one, but it's a soft cap because you can go over it and just pay a luxury tax.
Yeah,
and it's not like
the Yankees do it every year. The
Mets get penalized financially. You're allowed to pay to go over. So it's not. It's basically. It's like a punishment. Your wife says, "Oh, you can go out Friday night, but Saturday you got to do this, and this." You're not being restricted. You just got to pay the punishment for doing what you want to
do. Hence divorce. Hey.
Oh, real quick. Well, I had a friend ask me. She's like, "Oh, let me ask you, what does I.O.W. stand for?" And I was like, "Oh, intelligent obese women." And she said, "Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind?" I go, "No, of course not. You know there's no such thing as intelligent women."
Yeah, you stand on that hill alone, bro. I ain't touching that one, though.
She said, "And you expect me to watch now?"
Yeah, I ain't touching that one, bro. I'll let you have that one, though. Please, but please watch.
All right.
But no.
You got nothing better to do but eat, so just watch and eat.
Talk about this. Now we'll get there, Anthony, because I'm gonna kind of go down the line because obviously college career. We just talked about a little Major League Baseball talk. Man, I don't know if anybody's been paying attention. There's a few NBA hot topics going around, and no, it's not the damn Lakers. I don't even want to talk about them. I don't even want to talk about Anthony Davis getting hurt once again. I don't want to talk about it. It's a waste of my time.
Right there in his
I'd
contract.
sit here and name the lakes in the 10,000 lakes in Minnesota, then talk about the Lakers.
So I ain't even going to discuss them bums. Anyway, I want to talk about one of the hottest teams that a lot of people thought were going to be down in the dumps. They got rid of their coach, got a player back, and that's the Brooklyn Nets, who are on fucking fire right now. They are literally on fire.
The depth on this team to the point where Joe Harris isn't even getting minutes anymore. TJ Warren, who I didn't know. I think I told you this. I think Mel, it may have been you and me on the show a couple weeks ago when he debuted. I was like, Nikki told me like he was on the Pacers and averaged like 31 points a game in the bubble.
TJ Warren's been he's been a journeyman, but he had that moment. He had that moment in the bubble, and then he just hasn't been able to recapture it. He's kind of been bouncing around.
He got injured January of 2021 and didn't play until 2-3 weeks ago. So he's been great. Curry's been good. Harris has had some moments.
Yep.
Ben Simmons has had some.
Ben Simmons has had some moments.
Listen, you get 7, 7, and 7 from Ben. I'll take
That's all you need.
You don't need Ben to score 15, 20 points.
Right.
You know, we scored 149 points last night. KD only had 23. Irving didn't play.
Brooklyn Nets
That's
are on
126 points from the rest of your roster.
Brooklyn Nets are on a 7-game winning streak, 9-1 after the last 10, and what they did in that first half against the Warriors last night, literally, I've never seen nothing like that. Them fools put up 91 points in a half.
That was more than the Knicks would score in the 90s with Ewing. I swear to God, they averaged 89 points a game.
No, that's a whole game. That's a whole game. You're right. As funny as it is, that's a whole game.
Football team in New York. They had Charles Smith, Oakley, Mason, Charlie Ward was the quarterback, Ewing.
The best football team.
The best football team in New York in the mid-90s.
Chris Child trying to box.
You had Rat Boy Derek Harper.
You had Chris Child trying to box.
And answer that question for me, Nick.
Is KD making a statement for MVP?
KD's making a statement that he's a top 5 player of all time. He's up there. Someone broke it down, I think, on the I.O.W. page before, Randy Weber's post, that KD has better career numbers than Kobe right now in terms of individual accolades. Kobe obviously has the 2 championships he won on his own and then the 3 that he rode Shaq's coattails on to get. But when you look at the rest of it in terms of individual accolades, scoring points per game, all that stuff, KD is very, very quickly getting up there. To me, he's top 10 already. I'm not saying that because he's a net. I'm saying that because of his body of work before here. I will stay true to what I've said. I don't flip-flop because the guy joined my team. The biggest bitch move I ever saw in sports was him joining the Warriors. I will. He can win 5 in a row for the Nets, and I will still say that. Like, I'm not going to change my stance on something that happened because the guy comes to my team. I know a lot of people turn into fanboys and do that shit. Like, example, all these Kobe fans. Dude was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets. He wasn't even yours. Calm the fuck down, all right? You got to retread. I was trying to get Lamar to crack and blow the smoke out. It didn't work, though.
Now, don't pay attention to Kobe slander.
Chris Dudley was tight end. Nice, man. Kiki Vandeweghe was the long snapper. You look at what they're doing. You look how this team is constructed. Kudos to Jacques Vaughn.
Phenomenal job. Take the interim part. Did they even put the interim tag on there?
I believe it isn't.
Take it off. Take it off.
I believe it will.
No,
you probably see an All-Star break, right? You'll probably see an extension at the All-Star break when they got a couple days to sit and figure it out.
Yeah, but why wait? You
got to see how a coach handles turmoil.
Oh, I get you.
He took over. We were 7-11. I think we're now 20-12. Excuse me. And it usually takes a couple weeks to put your imprint on the team. I mean, I like that he's no nonsense. Some shit happened the other day. Somebody messed up. and they were bringing the ball up court. I think Kyrie called for an ISO. Jacque Vaughn's like, fuck this, timeout, get over here. We called a play. You're not shaking a play off to ISO. Like the James Harden bullshit is over.
Right.
Traded for Vlade Divac, one of the wildest trades
ever. You also see
that's a Facebook video phone call. That's a Facebook phone call or an Instagram. Someone sliding in the DMs.
Somebody sliding in the DMs.
Not my DMs. Shit.
Someone sliding in the DMs. They're not sliding. They're doing a cannonball.
But no. To answer Anthony's question, KD is definitely making a push for MVP. He's averaging 30 points a game, 6.5 rebounds. Let's call it 7. And he's throwing in 5 assists, and he's shooting 56% from the field.
He's playing phenomenal.
Yeah.
When you really get that MVP talk. I'm sorry, Martin. I thought
no, go ahead.
When you really get that MVP talk, it's going to suck because no one's going to see it this year because the NFL is going to blow out the NBA Christmas Day because Sunday there's football games on at the same time.
Yeah,
but normally
Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
You're that good team, and you have that big Christmas Day performance when usually everyone's sitting down watching it. That's when you start to get the MVP talk. We'll be 2 months into the season. You're starting to separate the men from the boys. Sure, someone will catch fire and get hot. It always happens. Come like after January, somebody gets back healthy, and then all of a sudden the team goes on a 24-4 tear in the next.
Right.
So
yeah, but I mean, they did a massive leap though. They did a massive leap because they at one point, 3 weeks ago, they were barely in the plan.
It was 7-11, and now they're 20-12.
I mean, it's what we expected when we first put the team together.
This whole team is built around KD being healthy, right? Like if KD's not healthy, like he's missed some time the last 2 years, it falls apart. And I like that Jacque Vaughn is really, really
he's getting the best out of these guys, man.
And like there's not a lot of dribble ISOs. That you get the ball, go fucking attack. And still, he is one of the. When I say finisher, I don't mean like Shaq. I don't mean like Jordan.
Right.
Guy who is not the biggest guy who once he gets into the paint or within 6, 7, 8 feet can finish in a plethora of ways.
Yeah.
He can bank it off the glass from anywhere. He finds a way to get it to the rim.
Right.
He can stop and pull back and hit that 8, 10-foot jumper. Irving and Durant, their mid-game jumper range is elite, and there's very few players who have a better mid-range.
Yo, it's funny you say that because I've been seeing Brooklyn bringing the mid-range back like it's in style again.
High percentage.
I love it though.
High percentage, right?
I love it. I love the mid-range game. I think it's such a lost art in the NBA. People want to keep shooting threes, either that or make the flashy dunks. And I'm like, come on, you can't forget about the mid-range because no matter how you shoot, how you get the ball in the bucket, whether it's up close, mid-range, or 3 points, you're either getting 3 or 2 points. It don't matter how the style. You don't get style points. Like your objective is to put the basketball in the hoop and score more than the opposition. And you can't forget about the mid range because it's definitely a more higher percentage shot than the 3-point. If you're not a Curry, if you're not a proficient 3-point shooter, my thing is don't even go back there. Don't do it.
So go back there.
Yeah, don't even go back there. Like only take that shit if you literally wide open where you got like 5 feet in between you and your defender. Other than that, don't shoot it. Take the high percentage shots, get the buckets. But there's one topic in the NBA that I think gets missed, and it's one guy that he's an MVP, 1-2 in a row. But for some reason, I don't think a lot of people put a lot of respect on this guy's name, and that's Nikola Jokic, man. Listen, look at his last 2 games.
That was video game numbers.
Against Charlotte, scored 40 points, 27 boards, 10 assists, and then the game against Memphis, followed it up with 13 points, 13 rebounds, and 13 assists.
That's weak.
Come on, don't do that.
Didn't he go for like 32, 27? How many rebounds did he have last night or the night before? 27?
He had 27. Then he was.
That's what I'm saying. To get 13 the next night, that's weak. Would you only play a quarter and a half?
No, but I'm saying my man is getting like video game triple doubles on back-to-back games, and what I'm saying is like this dude, he don't get that same respect like a KD or LeBron, or
why?
anybody like that.
He's buried in Denver, and nobody sees it.
Yeah.
Literally buried because it's like negative 13 degrees right now. And stuff. He's literally buried in Denver.
But I'm just like, you know what it is?
I dropped 52 at the Garden last night.
Hey Nick, it's not just
another
that
thing, Matt. Nobody sees who plays at the Garden. Like the last time somebody watched something at the Garden, like John Cena was wrestling at Royal Rumble.
It's not just that, but I think Jokic don't get the love is because he's almost like a Tim Duncan. He's just
so
fundamental, consistent.
Not
Yes,
the dunks. There's not the flashy.
There's nothing flashy.
Remember, we live in the dumbest generation ever of people who ooh and ah and storm the court when someone does a crossover. Guy gets flipped on a gallon of Gatorade and they'll freaking storm the court because he made a guy fall. Meanwhile, he bricks the three. The ball gets stuck up there, but they're jumping around, celebrating, doing their video. We live in the dumbest generation ever is what makes people famous. There's no flash to Jokic. It's like you said, the Duncan thing is perfect. Does his job. No flashy quotes. No speaking English at all. Oh yeah, Matt, I've always made that joke, man. The greatest thing to ever happen at the Garden was Hulk Hogan dropping the leg on the Iron Sheik. It's the most famous arena in the world not because of the Rangers or the Knicks, because
WWE.
WrestleMania was there. WrestleMania 10 was there. Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon in the ladder match.
It's like literally like you look at Embiid. Obviously, he gets the love. You look at Giannis, but you look at Karl-Anthony Towns gets some love, a little bit of love, even though he's stuck in Minnesota. But I just don't understand how people just forget how great of a baller that Jokic is. We got to start. Look, I know.
I haven't said this in a while on the show. People put flash over substance.
Some respect on my name.
There's no greater. There's no greater substance than Jokic. There's no flash though, right? It's not fun watching a 7-foot white guy take 2 dribbles from the top of the key and power a layup. You know what I mean? They want the dunk. They want even Luka got highlights for that tomahawk dunk the other day. I get right. But it's just the generation we live in, man. Like if Luke Longley, like Jokic, here you go. If Luke Longley played like Jokic, there would be no excitement about Luke Longley, right? Who wants to see a 7'2" Australian dribbling and being fundamentally sound? It's not what sells.
Ja overrated.
I don't agree with that. I think Ja has some flash, but I also think Ja has a lot of substance. I think Ja, the flash is what's sold while his game is developing, and I think his game is very, very good. I can't fully agree with that. 2 years ago, maybe.
Answer this for me, Nick, because last year it happened, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen again this year. When Ja went out, the Memphis Grizzlies didn't miss a beat. So what would you say to people that say, well, your team still does well without him when he's out of the lineup?
Patriots went 11-5 the year Tom Brady got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? This is to show you it's a well-constructed team, a very good coach team. Yeah. You know, they stick to the fundamentals.
Good
so that's what I mean.
Sustain injuries to one player.
Right.
When you are built correctly, you can sustain that.
Right.
For example, Colts were 13-3. Manning gets the neck fusion. They're the number 1 pick in the league. Yep. Tom Brady gets hurt opening day. They still go 11-5 with Matt Castle.
Right.
So
which helped Matt Castle get a contract.
Yeah.
He did. Waste of a contract in Kansas City. That son of a bitch.
That's because you hired the fucking Bill Belichick coattail rider in Scott Pioli.
Yep, as GM. Oh my god! Don't get me started.
Useless shit, man.
Don't get me started on that.
Find a way to get paid for useless shit.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. It's funny you brought up Luka for a second. So Luka's still doing Luka ball.
Oh man, you know,
Fine.
they ain't gonna change.
Ask me every day like what Luka did.
And Dallas is still sitting at 16-16, barely at 500
It's not gonna change, bro.
at the 9th seed.
It's not gonna change.
But
Luka play,
how?
but the way here's the thing. Way Luka plays, put butts in seats.
Yeah,
It generates money.
But Mel,
I know
this
you about
is
to say. Go
Jason
ahead.
Kidd, the coach. How is Jason Kidd not fixing this situation?
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's above Jason Kidd.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's above. It may be Cuban like let him play the way he play. Selling seats, selling jerseys. You can make it work.
Because his jersey is one of the hottest selling jerseys too.
You know, and this is you got to look at it like this. You look at when you have great players in general, it sells jerseys, right? You have a league that's predominantly African American, Black, whatever you want to say, and you have a guy that's not from another country, that appeals to the demographic too. And he's playing at the top of his game, that appeals to that demographic too. So now you selling jerseys for his way he play, who relate another demographic relate to him. They putting butts in seats, but it won't win championships. Just won't do it, and I don't think they want to because they haven't. Wait, this is third year now, or fourth? Yeah, they haven't changed yet. I don't think they want to change.
I'm trying to find the correct way to say what I want to say without coming off as offensive. And I think you two and the guys watching the show right now know me well enough to know I have no ill will with what I'm about to say, but I'm going to speak with how I feel about the topic you just brought up.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a larger excitement in the Black community about basketball. But let's be real. There's a greater percentage of white people in the country and worldwide when you look to Europe. Yeah. The white dollar, not per person, but overall.
Yeah.
They want to find a way to market to the white dollar.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
I'm not saying all white are like that. Yeah. It's almost like, all right, we have.
No. I get what you're saying.
You're not saying the same thing. I use different terms. I just use different terms, so it won't. Just try not to offend nobody the same way.
Yeah,
so I understand what you're saying.
I'm trying to say the same thing in the correct way, which sometimes I have difficulty doing. But you got the lockdown on the Black community in terms of NBA and their community.
Exactly. Yeah.
Getting the jerseys and sneakers and social media. You got all that. But finding a way to get Denver involved. You know what I'm saying? Like they're, and I'm just because we were just talking about Jokic is why I said
yeah.
But they're worldwide, and the transition to the European game, it's largely white over in all these countries where these players are coming from. So that's why you see the globalization of the game.
Yeah,
China. As much as we all have our feelings about China and what they're about. It's a big dollar to be had over there. LeBron knows.
Right.
No doubt.
Making his shoes, so LeBron knows what's up. But I think that they want to reach. The NBA is not happy where they are. They've never been, right? David Stern said, "I'm not worried about the 4 people out of 10 that we have. How do I get the 6 out of 10 that we don't?" And I think that's where you saw the international game come in. And forgive me if I broke it down to race. That's probably a better way of saying it. We know who's going to follow our product.
Right.
How do we get the people who aren't viewing our product as religiously involved? And that's where you saw the globalization of the game, right?
Right. I agree. I agree. I mean, that's the exact same thing I was saying. And because it's not like the sport itself doesn't have a draw. But when it comes to business, you always see how you can maximize your profits, maximize your dollars, maximize your profits. And if you're looking at the spreadsheet, and I'm just using an example because I don't know what it looks like, and you say, okay, I know we got a lock on this demographic, we're missing out on this demographic. How can we get that demographic? And if you think about it like this, in Bird's heyday, You know what I'm saying? He drew a certain demographic because, at that time the NBA had a lot of black guys playing. And your black stars was Magic at that time, Dominique, Jordan at the,
Irvin,
of course the end of Dr. J's career, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you had him drawing that demographic. So now you didn't see that a while. I mean, you had a couple of flashes here, Jason Williams, all that stuff, but they wasn't like Bird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until Luka came into the picture.
Hey, to take it a step further, a lot of people don't notice the NBA was about to be a dying entity until the 80s hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at that whole Bird and Magic rivalry.
Right.
It saved it.
Right.
Bird and Magic rivalry saved it. Because you look at Magic Johnson. Yeah. In the Chronic, In
the Chronic, right.
Because you look at Magic Johnson had the black demographic.
Mm-hmm.
Bird had the white demographic.
Mm-hmm.
So you get, especially in America, you get both of those demographics. You got the whole United States tuned into your product,
and it carried on from college too.
Right.
It was a coming of age. Simultaneously.
It literally carried from college and literally revived the NBA for a whole decade,
and revived an old rivalry too from years earlier. Where they went. Like if they would have went to Washington and Denver, that wouldn't have been shit. But they went to Boston and LA. Boston and LA.
And then they played at Indiana State and Michigan State. So still close where they played too.
Well, you battle for a national championship, and then for the next 10 years, you're battling to get NBA championships. That shit sells.
Right.
And to further both of you guys' point on the Luka effect is because, and you both said it, different ways, but it's the main point. You got to look at the demographic that Luka brings with him and the amount of money that the NBA can generate just off of him.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing that happened with Yao Ming. Yao Ming, the demographic that he brought,
right,
the whole age, they got what, 5 billion, 6 billion just in China alone. That's the demographic that Yao Ming brought. And
right.
I will say this: the NBA, they probably will never pass the NFL. But one thing that they will do, nobody will.
They market owners could gangbang cheerleading squads, and we would still watch.
and still watch.
70 million people on
a week. Wait a minute. Are we watching the game bang or watching the game? I just want clarity. I just try to get clarity.
Let me clarify right now. It would be the second greatest halftime show behind Frisbee Dogs. Frisbee Dogs is the number one halftime show of all time.
But no, I will always say,
let me ask you guys a trivia question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
First one to shout one out. Luka drove the other day and did like a tomahawk dunk in the middle of the lane.
Right.
Name the last white superstar to do that. Go.
Ooh.
You can hear fucking crickets right now. But that's and I say this, white kids haven't had that type of athlete to look up to in the NBA
since Bird,
right? Like,
well, Bird wasn't that kind of athlete though.
No. Bird wasn't that athlete, but Bird was a cold-blooded killer, dog.
Oh, I'm not saying he wasn't. See, I'm
talking about middle of the lane.
That's yeah. I mean,
Tom Chambers in the '80s, like Tom Chambers.
He did the that sidewinded windmill dunk, but Tom Chambers was not.
Keith Van Horn, no, don't do that. Don't do that, man.
People tried to lie to me for years about Keith Van Horn.
Don't do that.
And tell me that Keith Van Horn.
Well, White Chocolate hat. Go ahead.
They would tell me that Keith Van Horn would wear socks up to his knees. And I said, you're lying to me because I don't see where the socks start and his skin begins. There's no. He could have stripes on his legs with red and blue stripes for the neck.
Go ahead, man.
This guy got tattoos. That's on his skin. He's the whitest white I've ever seen.
Stop playing, boy. Hey,
Jay Will was nice. Don't get me wrong. He was nice. He was nice.
Chocolate. He was flashy.
Jason Williams was nice. Hey, Jason Williams caught a nice little buzz because his game kind of came at the same time that AI was. And when you see a white dude doing handles like AI, you're like, oh, that's a cold-blooded dude right there.
Right. JJ Redick.
Actually, I never saw JJ Redick hit a tomahawk dunk. I never saw JJ Redick shoot besides free throws and threes in the NBA.
Right.
I'm talking down the paint, tomahawk dunk in the midst of three guys.
Nah, I
Van Horn didn't
can't
do
recall
that.
it.
None of these guys did it. You're
Nobody.
mentioning some nice players, but I don't think if
No.
you're responding to my question, there's no way that those guys. Van Horn's white chocolate was flashy as shit. He did some of the most miraculous things with a basketball I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Reddick was a shooter, but none of these guys were tomahawk dunking in the middle of a lane on a set defense.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. So not only does Luka
good names, I like those names.
So not only is Luka marketable for such a different demographic, he's man. I mean, he got the game to back it up. But I'm with you, man. I don't see a championship in his future no time soon, man. It's just
right,
you know, aka Mr. Knee Slapper,
Mr. Ain't No Bleach.
Hey, he said at least it's clean though.
Hey.
It is clean. This shit is clean.
If it get rid of COVID, it can get rid of those things.
You got bleach bottle like a plug-in. Plug in.
All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty because we are here because we all love some football, and we are here for Week 16. And
right.
Before we get too deep off into our NFL talk, Mel, speak real quick on Franco Harris passing away yesterday. Obviously, you know, you remember the Steel Curtain very well.
How old do you think I am? I see a Steel Curtain play. I don't see them play.
What are you talking about? You was there for the for when Moses parted the Red Sea, motherfucker.
Here we go.
I know
Here we go.
I know you saw the Steel Curtain. But
excuse me, Mr. Asphalt.
I don't want to say the S word, but Mel was one of the imprisoned guys building Noah's Ark.
You was there when Jesus turned water into wine. Don't even try to act like you didn't see the Steel Curtain, motherfucker. Anyway,
I was trying to get him to turn water into Henny.
Sprinkle of this, sprinkle of that.
Wine ain't strong enough to get these hoes drunk.
Hey, Nick, he said, sprinkle of this, sprinkle of this. Mary ain't no virgin no more.
No, I just saw something. You guys follow on Instagram Puberty, Pubity?
No.
Fantastic. It's got so many like crazy, interesting like facts and stuff like around the world. And it said that a ton of people got sick because marijuana was growing with spinach and people were eating the spinach and everybody got like fucking looped.
Let my people go.
We should make a fucking thing about Mel. Like, you know the movie Forrest Gump where he's there for all these infamous things in history? We should Photoshop Mel into like Jesus being crucified, pushing Christopher Columbus's ship off as he sets sail.
My man like, help build the ark.
Harry Jones was yelling at Mel as he was walking into the building.
But no, real quick.
Photoshop Mel into a room, sitting there next to Bill Cosby, being tutored on what to do.
No, but
you want to give her too many pills?
Nah, just
I was like,
real quick.
Tell me more.
Speak on Franco Harris and just unfortunate passing of for Franco Harris, man.
I mean, you know, he's a part of one of the greatest plays that still talk about to today. You know, the immaculate, allegedly, right? The immaculate reception. So you know, just that play alone puts him in history books, puts him in infamy. So you know, he could ride that play all the way in the sunset. Then he played on a team that won 4 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you know, he's a part of NFL history, and so you think about running down history of the NFL, his play pops up, so you can't help. He cemented with NFL history, man. So you got go ahead.
Ironically, they were supposed to do
It's a lot of ways of game.
I need to talk about Waterboy, Matt. Mel had the handicap senior section tickets.
Ironically, they're supposed to do a tribute to the Immaculate Reception when the Steelers take on the Raiders.
Right.
Which, if you remember, ironically, it was the Steelers versus the Raiders when the Immaculate Reception happened.
Somebody else going to drop the ball, and they're going to say it's a catch.
Hey, the way the NFL works, we don't even know what the hell a catch is anymore. But Nick, just a quick little ode to Franco Harris, real quick.
Cool dude. You know, and anything I ever saw about him being interviewed, or on the NFL pre-games, stuff like that. He was. Oh, sorry, what was that? He always seemed like one of the coolest cats in the room, right? Like he just had that aura about him that if he walked in a room, everybody kind of turned. Even if like that NFL 100 commercial, which is the greatest commercial I've ever seen, where the balls around,
right?
They spoof that, right? About if he caught it or not in that video. Excuse me, hiccups. So, real cool dude, legendary player,
right?
It's a shame. And while we're on the topic, rest in peace to Ronnie Hillman, man. 31.
Yes, yes, he passed away today. Yeah,
I know he was dealing with I saw it earlier on the NFL, a rare blood disorder or some rare disease. So tough day for the running backs in the NFL yesterday. So appropriate jokes here. There is a time to real, and love and condolences to their families.
Right.
Yeah. So
an easy time to lose somebody, but this week always kind of makes it
rough.
Christmas time, right.
Definitely.
The holidays, I won't say.
Yeah. Condolences out to Franco Harris' family. Condolences out to Ronnie Hillman's family, man. You hate to see it, but I obviously we understand it's life, but you lose a guy in Ronnie Hillman who helped the Broncos win the Super Bowl a few years ago. Died way too early, too young.
Right.
And then Franco Harris, who was reportedly healthy and just, I think it was a heart attack took him out. Man, it sucks. But man, so that's why I tell everybody, man, always give people their flowers while you got the chance. You never know what'll happen, and you don't want to live with that regret that you didn't get the chance to.
The third year, oh wow.
Yeah. I gotta play something because it was something that was on the it was in the I.O.W. page, and I saw
that JC?
Is that me and Bones?
This is DeAndre was born and raised right here in Washington, D.C., and he's lived here his entire life. He has a good job, a great wife, and 4 beautiful children. But a dark cloud is hanging over DeAndre's life. And like 99% of Cowboys fans in our area, DeAndre suffers from a condition known as NBD. Never been to Dallas. NBD represent a team from a city that they've never even set foot in. And like most Cowboys fans, DeAndre can't even locate Dallas, Texas on a map.
South America.
Like all the others, DeAndre first became a Dallas Cowboys fan, thinking it would get him the attention he was missing at home. He thought that if he was loud and ignorant, people would love him. But like all the others, DeAndre was wrong. When they grow up, they realize their tragic mistake, and the results are devastating. At Skins fans, we can help. Donate today to the Take Your Punk Ass to Dallas Fund. We're busing hundreds of Cowboys fans out of the D.C. area every week, and we won't rest until they've all been safely relocated to Dallas, Texas. If you know somebody with NBD, and we all do, please help. Go to takeyourpunkass-to-dallas.com and make your tax-deductible donation of 50 cents or more. Redskins fans, let's work together and wipe out NBD forever. Give to the Take Your Punk Ass to Dallas Fund. Remember, the mind of a cowboy is a terrible thing to waste.
Hey man, he speaks facts.
Nah, I just saw that on the page. I thought that was hilarious. I wanted to put it on the show just for fucking shits and giggles, dog. That's when I saw that.
No, I muted
Holland.
myself. I muted me because I was gonna fucking piss my pants over that video. So as soon as I figured out where it was going, I was like, "Oh, I gotta mute this. I ain't nobody gonna hear shit with you."
He said, "Take your punk ass to Dallas."
And ironically, for those who follow what I talk about on the show, I've always said that I cannot call Dallas America's team because when you look at the fans in that stadium, they always look like South America's team. And that was perfect that it went down to South America.
Yo. Anyway.
Hey man, that ain't my favorite. I thought the one they did with
Anthony,
Dead or Alive.
It don't matter. Something can be racial and not be racist, and I think we've proven that on the show. You can discuss things that are racial, and as long as it's not mean-spirited, ill-willed, or like over-the-top offensive, I wouldn't be here anymore. Because we can discuss racial things and have it not be racist. And a lot of Americans don't know where that line is. They hear something racial. That's racist. No, I said Jamel's black. That's racial. And it's accurate. It's not racist. Racist would be saying something derogatory about Mel being black. And I would never say that on air. I would text that privately to him so he has that forever.
NBD.
Every time he wants to call me, he opens that text. He's like, "Nah, I can't talk this moment."
Man. So every team is in play. Obviously, all the buys. Every buys are done. Look at this setup. You got obviously the game tonight with the Jets and the Jaguars. Majority of your games are going to be on Saturday on Christmas Eve. You got 3 games on Christmas, but listen to these matchups. You got Packers, Dolphins.
That's
Broncos,
the night game, or is that the early game?
That's the early game.
Oh, that's not even.
You got Packers, Dolphins, the early game. You got a 4:30 game in the Broncos and Rams.
Oh.
And then the night game on Christmas is Buccaneers and Cardinals. It gets worse because on Monday night, you get Chargers and Colts.
Oh, that ain't too bad. At least they're both playing for something.
Colts ain't playing for shit.
They're planning to give up another lead.
If the Titans don't have Tannehill, and if the Titans lose, the Colts out, the Colts can win out and get the division by half a game because of the time. I'm saying if mathematically they're still in it, so at least there's something to play for.
They got to leapfrog the Jaguars. I'm not saying it's
something incredible to play for.
They got to leapfrog the Jaguars. It'll have to be a total collapse. It'll have to be a total collapse by the Jaguars.
Blonde hair quarterback
in the Titans. Damn.
And fuck the Rams because Sam Darnold and the Jets beat the Rams 2 years ago. And that's what cost us fucking Trevor Lawrence. Fucking Adam Gase, piece of shit. I hope you get raped in the high school that you coach football in.
Jeez,
wow. Wow.
He's so angry.
Right.
I think I like Trevor Lawrence right now with the situation we have going on. We won 2 games that year in December. We beat the Rams and we beat the Jaguars. And then the Jaguars ended up with the number 1 pick and got Trevor Lawrence.
Well, sir, we'll go ahead and lead us off in tonight's game as we preview that. You got the Jaguars.
Since you have a lot to say, go ahead.
I don't want to talk about it.
In your how you liking your chances tonight, big homie Nick? Which is
weather is a motherfucker up here. I'm not. It's going to affect both teams, so I'm not making an excuse about my team. But we are not a good passing team as is, and now you add 15 to 25 mile an hour winds with 1 to 2 inches of rain between 6 o'clock and 11 o'clock tonight. It ain't going to be pretty. You know, it's the game plan on us would be put 8 in the box and make Zach beat you. I mean, Garrett Wilson is great downfield, can make a lot of adjustments, can catch any ball.
Yeah, I agree, Matt.
But, all right, I'm going to take the Jags, try to gain some ground on you then, Matt. And you know what? Before I even get into the game further, kudos to Matt. Matt has run away.
Yeah, he's been killing
with
that
this
chicken wing, bro.
From like week 3, Matt was up 9 games. And he's up 11 on me right now. So even weeks that I have 11, Matt has 11. Matt has a bad week with 8. I have a worse week with 7. I can't catch him. I'm in second. I can't catch him for the life of me. So kudos to Matt, who looks like he's going to go, unless he missed an entire week of picking.
I'm about to cut his cell tower down, bro.
Yeah.
I'm about to cut his internet off.
And Anthony, you're only getting up because Jamel and my daughter have missed 2 weeks of making picks.
Hey, don't do AP like that, Dave.
No, that was more my daughter. And no, my daughter missed 1 week and she's like, screw it. I'm out of it. I'm done. But, tonight, the biggest thing, Trayvon Walker, the number 1 overall pick, is out.
Yeah.
Former Jet and fantastic run stuffer, Fatou Kassi, the D tackle for the Jags, is out. Both of their starting tackles are out. Offensive tackles are out.
Matt Sutley.
He can, man. All he's got to do is just like take a couple clips, send them to YouTube, and be like, "This is what you guys allow," and they're like, "Nope, no more." The name of the show will change to "I Once Wondered" because we won't be on the air anymore. So
I once wondered.
A huge thing for us is Quinnen Williams plays right defensive tackle for us, so he lines up against the left guard. Brandon Scherf is their right guard, so it's a very, very good matchup for us. Carl Lawson, who's going to get cut at the end of this year, he's not going to see the third year of his contract because it's only $333,000 at dead money. We're not paying him $15 million a year to only get sacks against backup tackles. He could have a nice game. We got to stop ETN. We haven't allowed 100-yard rushers since week 5 against Miami. We haven't allowed a 300-yard passer since last season. We haven't allowed a 100-yard receiver since George Pickens in week 4. Who would have thought that? Quinnen being back, if they're going to try to throw the ball, Quinnen's got to I've been begging for this all year to get him in the defensive player of the year talks. He was going to get it. He had 2 sacks in the first quarter against Josh Allen, and then his calf popped. He goes out and has that 3, maybe 4 sack game tonight. I mean, I don't know how you can't throw him into it. Dude's going to make 5 years, $125 million. He's going to get $25 million a year in the offseason. So,
is there already contract restriction time for him?
He bet on himself. This is his 4th season. They offered him something last year, and he did the Aaron Judge. He bet on himself, and it's going to pay off handsomely.
Yeah.
So I expect him to get 5 years, 125 with like 75 guaranteed.
Hey,
he's that good. He's that good. He's been dominant. Enjoy watching. I hope he's healthy.
Definitely making player.
I hope he's healthy because him healthy and bull rushing and just throwing guards aside, he bull rushes, gets you up, and then yanks you forward, and you have no chance. Yeah, Sauce is the number 1 rated cornerback in the NFL as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even get targeted once last week against the Lions.
Right.
So, we're very good on the back end. Where we're susceptible would be Evan Ingram, embarrassing, ETN out of the backfield. If Ingram and ETN go off, we're not going to win. We got to get the run game going. We got to block better than we did last week. Detroit's not known for their pass rush. It's up and coming, but to have 22 quarterback hurries is horrible.
Yeah, too much pressure.
Yeah, I mean, we're missing Becton. We're missing Elijah Vera Tucker. We're missing Max Mitchell. We're missing just so many guys that it's finally starting to catch up to us. We lost our identity when Breece Hall and Elijah Vera Tucker went out in that Denver game. We're 2-5 since then. Mm-hmm. So we were 5-2 at that game, and now we're 2-5 since. It's very difficult to keep. Why do you think I wear the hat? I'm letting everybody know. I'm very curious, but the weather petrifies me. Zach in bad weather petrifies me. Last time Zach played in windy environment was the 3-point game catastrophe in New England. And I know all the Zach haters are sitting there with their pitchforks tonight.
They can't wait
about the weather.
Oh yeah.
He only scored 6 points. We won 6-3. Like, no, he's horrible. We will need Mike White back. Yeah, let's bring in a bigger loser.
Let me ask you this, Mel. Do you think that Trevor Lawrence has finally broke through to start putting his name in that conversation of these young studs at quarterbacks that's going to, down 10 years down the line, he's going to be one of those names that you talk about?
No,
How
I'll
long?
say
10 years?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
about
okay.
10 years down the line.
All right, go ahead, man.
I think he's up and coming, but I don't think he's there yet to be in the conversation. He's not consistent enough yet. He has some games where you like, wow, Trevor, like he's gonna lead this team, leads into the playoffs. Then you have some games like, oh, what happened to that one I saw last week or 2 weeks ago? So he's not consistent enough. I think he's coming along. He's getting there. He's much improved from last year, and I think some of that good credit goes to Peterson.
I'm gonna give him a lot.
So it goes to Peterson and stuff like that.
Get rid of that Urban Meyer bullshit.
And next year, and you look at it from here to another thing. And next year he gets to work the same system and don't have to keep learning another system.
Mm-hmm.
So that works in his favor too. So I think he's up and coming, but I don't think he's in that conversation yet.
Okay, that's fair. I think he's on the cusp of putting him in that conversation with the Burrows, the Allens, the Mahomes and the Herberts. Because he obviously
I don't know about that though, Ant. Well, go ahead.
Obviously, you see the talent is there. And I agree with you 100%. You need the consistency because, he had a stretch where he was on fire, and then he goes to Detroit and gets clobbered. And then, it like, don't give me 2 games great and then follow those 2 games great with a less than mediocre game. So if the consistency is there, which, I don't think there's a conversation. You could go ahead and start putting him in that conversation. And he needs to get out of Jacksonville. If he gets out of Jacksonville, that's restarting his whole career.
I think he's good where he's at, man. Jacksonville as a team is up and coming. So
you're up and coming, and you got the offensive mind in Peterson.
Right.
Coaching anymore. They're here.
Coaching matters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Right.
Coaching matters. It's night and day what you're getting out of Trevor Lawrence from last year with Urban Meyer and what you're getting this year. It's night and day. And so, if Nick, I hear you. I think Jacksonville is here. They need more consistency. A couple of pieces here, a couple of pieces there. Here's what scares me with Jacksonville. Cam Robinson, they're starting left tackle. He might be done for the year. So you put him against that pass rush, that front four of the Jets. That scares me a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a good chance that Trevor Lawrence is going to be running for his life tonight on passing situations.
And he can run.
Yeah, he can run. He can run.
But I just watched the replay of the Jags Cowboys game. Started at 3:00, and I watched that whole thing. They had him twice.
Yeah,
and he got out of it, kind of like Eli did in the Super Bowl, where it looks like he's
Hey. Don't get Matt started. Don't get Matt started. Let that sleeping giant lie.
You woke up and sleeping giant.
Like he was sacked, and then he somehow got out of it. But I've always said with quarterbacks, not everybody comes in like Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert and hit the ground running.
Right.
Most quarterbacks, now when it was 16 games, I said they need a year and a half of starts, 24 games. Now it's 17. We'll move that up to 25. Since Trevor Lawrence's 25th start, I'm going to read you his numbers. Yards, touchdowns, interceptions. 235, 1-0. 259, 2-0. 321, 3-0. 179, 1-0. Miraculously against Detroit. How the fuck did that happen? 368, 3-0. 318, 4-1. Since his 25th game, 14-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Playing Vegas, Kansas City, Baltimore, Detroit, Tennessee, and Dallas.
He was torching our secondary, bro.
So And don't forget, I'm going to add something that a lot of people forget.
Now, Nick, I like those stats. The only issue is when you see the plays when he's running like Dallas and he's getting hit from behind or hit from the side and he's fumbling the ball. He has to take care of that because
can work on that
because he had the Jaguars in the game against Philly earlier in the season and had a couple of fumbles that killed their drives and gave the Eagles a short field. And that game flipped like that.
That's fixable, right?
Oh, it's fixable. It definitely is.
You get a better line. The pressures are less. The attempts to run out are less. Don't forget, Calvin Ridley
is going to be there next
year. Oh, yeah.
In core next year.
Yes.
Jones, Ridley, and Kirk.
ATN.
That is a fucking
and Ingram. Evan Ingram's been there staying healthy, and he's been doing
ATN.
Well. Yeah.
With Robinson and Scherf on the line healthy, with probably adding another. I mean, if you Jaguars, your first round pick, man, you go do everything you can now because you got Arden Key and you got Josh Allen as pass rushers on defense. You got Fatu Kasi, you got Trayvon Walker. You got some dudes up front in that front seven.
Mm-hmm.
I would do everything I can to make sure that Trevor Lawrence stays healthy and upright. I would take a first-round lineman every fucking year for the next 3 years. Get him a center, get him a right tackle, and get him a left guard.
Yeah.
First round, can't miss type of guys.
Like no doubt about it. No,
Matt and Tripper, man.
Yeah, they. I see them. They wild. But
that wasn't boring. So not my problem.
That's
what my son says about 9/11.
But no, I think tonight's game is going to be very competitive. You got both teams that are both playing for something. Jets are trying to stay in wild card contention, and hell, I mean. And Buffalo, I mean that division isn't clinched, right? Buffalo didn't clinch that division.
No.
And then I'm not saying that they got a chance to win the division, but I mean you never know. You also look at the Jaguars, who are trying to stay in that AFC South race, right behind Tennessee. They're a game behind that, and also kind of get closer to a wild card spot just in case they can't get that division. So
he said since your inception. Since your conception?
Conception of the team.
You were conceived.
Inception of the team, not conception of ant. Two different things there.
Hey, what other games are y'all looking forward to this weekend?
I'm looking forward to the MMA fight of Anthony and Matt.
I want to see the Cowboys lose again.
We'll call it old age versus young rage.
Y'all wow. You got Seahawks, Chiefs, Bills, Bears.
Good matchups.
Some of those games, they're like the weather in Chicago is going to be a -11. That's before the wind chill. 50 mile an hour winds. They're saying it's going to, they're saying you can get frostbite outside after 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to
what are you going to do playing the game?
It's going to be dumb cold.
It's unhealthy cold. There's cool weather to play football in, 25, some snow, some wind, but getting fingers amputated as a quarterback because you've thrown it with no glove? I don't know, man.
Yo, and that's a
holiday weekend. I'll be drunk. I don't know what's going on anyway.
Yeah, it'll be Christmas Eve.
I'm going. This is my last day drinking beer because I got to get the blood sugar down, and it'll be clear drinks for the next month. So either vodka or Carolina. Oh, vodka's cheaper. I buy a $35.
Got a finger. Hey, that movie hits different nowadays.
That and Road Trip.
Yeah.
Tom Green's is fucking phenomenal.
All right, so let me ask you guys a question.
Mm-hmm.
You look at that terrible NFC South.
Yes.
Who was your pick to win the division at the beginning of the season?
Saints.
And are you sticking with that team now?
No.
No.
And no. I mean, mine was the Saints and maybe and the Buccaneers.
Yeah, we all went Saints.
So it's between the two of them. And now it's a toss up now. I can't say definitive.
Sammy
I can't say neither one is wrong. But at the same time, I'm not sure about either one either. Because that division, I mean, shoot, all we know, Atlanta can win out. And they can lose. Those who can lose all less than 3 games. Atlanta can win.
Carolina can win out.
Carolina got a chance to win out. They beat Detroit, and then they went out.
That puts them in first place.
Puts them in first place.
Yeah.
So it's like that division is just up for grabs, bro. It's up for grabs. I still can't say solidly or definitively who will win that division. It's probably gonna literally come down to week 17.
Man, I hate to say it, man. I went Saints. Somehow, the NFL gonna make sure Tom Brady and the Buccaneers get that division, dog. I just got a gut feeling, man. I just got a gut feeling.
What, for them to lose in the first round?
Well, I mean, not if they match it with Dallas.
The score gonna be like 9-6. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a low score game because Brady gonna throw picks, Dak gonna throw picks.
All right, so
it's a horrible game.
So I'm gonna look at each team's last 3 games. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So New Orleans is 5-9.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Panthers are 5-9.
Mm-hmm.
Where the Atlanta? They're 5-9.
Right.
And then you got Tampa Bay at 6-8. All right. So Carolina has Detroit this weekend. They got Tampa Bay in Tampa following week, New Year's. And then they end with New Orleans.
So right there, gonna decide the division probably.
The Saints have Cleveland this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Philly. Carolina.
Yeah, so they got a rougher road. Let's see what Tampa Bay at.
Tampa Bay. They got the Cardinals this weekend.
They better beat them.
Should, yeah. They don't even have a quarterback.
Right.
Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Finish up with Atlanta.
Wow.
And then Atlanta, they got the Ravens this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And finish with Tampa Bay. So I'm looking
Still
at week
tough,
18.
man.
I think I'm looking at week 18. You got 2 division games between
Still
those 4
toss up,
teams.
man. Carolina can lose Saturday, and then turn around, play the Saints, win that game. You know what I'm saying? They can pretty much knock each other out. Same with the Bucks. You know, it come down to them playing Carolina and the Saints. I could be playing for the division lead and the spot in playoffs. It's the division is just it's jacked up, man.
It's so trash. It's so trash.
They need to go ahead and cancel the whole NFC South. Just cancel it.
Hey, but I'm
It's
telling you,
worse than the NFC East was a couple years ago. Remember?
Right. Yeah.
I think one of them got to 8-8 or 7-9. I think got in. This might be worse.
This is gonna be worse.
bro. I'm telling you, ever since they gave that mystery pass, roughing the passer against Grady Jarrett in Tampa, it was just another instance that I'm like, here comes the NFL showing TB12 some more love.
Fuck him, piece of shit.
I'm with you, but I'm telling you, the NFL is going to find the NFL. The NFL is going to find a way to sneak
I've spent more
TB12 in
fucking
there.
time with his kids this year than he has.
Damn.
Motherfucker, hey,
Damn.
shooting from the hip like a gangster.
Hey, I'm telling you, don't be surprised if Tampa Bay sneaks in there.
Damn, Mel got that supersized bottle of semen. He chugging that shit.
Right. Your semen look like that is a problem.
I'm telling you, the NFL loves Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Listen, Tom Brady is now at the point. Like I quote this several times. I think I've quoted it on the show before. Remember Howard Stern's Private Parts, the movie?
Yeah.
And they ask Pig Vomit, well, why do people listen to him for so long? Most common reason, I want to hear what he's going to say next. What about people who love him? Why do they listen so long? Most common reason, I want to hear what he's going to say next. It's, why do you watch Tom Brady? I want to see him lose again.
Right.
So I want to watch him throw a fucking tablet. I want to watch this bitch boy pout. I want to watch him not get high-fived by his teammates. Fuck him.
Hey, NFL is going to find a way to sneak him in there. A couple of matchups that I'm looking at before we get up out of here. I'm looking at the Washington Commanders, San Francisco 49ers. We're going to get Chase Young finally. About damn time.
Let's wait till the game starts.
Oh my gosh.
We've heard that for about a month and a half now. It's like me making plans to go out. Yeah, I'll be there 25 minutes after it started. My bad, bro.
Fell asleep.
Let's get him on the field in a snap before we say he's there.
Hey, I hear what you're saying, but because I would love to see the kid out there. I just he adds to that defensive line of that front four that's actually been playing well for the Commanders, and very well. And
march to the Falcons.
Oh, they're saying that's what they're saying.
That's what it's our report. That's probably just a rumor, though.
Oh well, yeah, but I don't think he's going to make
it can't happen now.
It can't happen. But I think that's a good matchup. Obviously, both teams got something to play for as position in the NFC in the playoffs, because they will both be in the playoffs if they were to start right now. But Commanders, this is a tough test going to San Francisco, playing a good team like the 49ers, whose defense has been
phenomenal,
ridiculously good.
Right.
And you look at, they've been having injuries at the most important position, in the quarterback position, and they're not missing a beat with Brock Purdy. Obviously, it's a system. The system works well. Kyle Shanahan's system puts his quarterbacks in good position, so I'm not worried about that. So, Mel, what you looking forward to in this contest between the Commanders and the Niners?
The Commanders losing. Fuck it.
And here you have in-depth sports analysis with Mark Cutler from the Fox. Hold on, man. Let's be real. You score 12 points in an NFL game. Don't play the refs. You lost that game over not putting the ball in the end zone enough or driving enough in the first 3 quarters, 3.85 quarters. I don't like when teams put it on one play. You lose that game 40-37 and that call happens, yeah, you could blame the refs. But you guys were not effective and efficient enough. And I say this as a Jet fan. People were going nuts over when we lost to New England. We scored 3 points. I can't blame one play at the end when we were not efficient enough as an NFL offense the rest of the game.
You're right. You are 100% right. But Nick,
bad, yes, but don't.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just wanted to make sure that you can agree that was an egregious call.
That falls in every game that you can point at. But
that shit was blatant. I swear that shit was blatant.
With 10 seconds left in the game, you didn't do enough the rest of the game to put yourself in a position to win. You should never have to leave it to the refs on a play like that. Like I said, 40-37, that happens. Yeah, man, that's fine. You got burnt at the end.
I hear you, but here's a theory of mine, and I don't know if you guys rock with it. I won't, but you can go ahead and say it. Ever since Dan Snyder said that he has blackmail on all the owners in Roger Goodell, I swear the NFL, they're going to find a way to make sure that calls that happen to the Commanders on Monday, It's gonna happen again. Don't be surprised if it happens again, and especially
I heard Daniel Snyder.
if they make it to the playoffs.
I heard Daniel Snyder say, "I have 47 black males now."
Wow.
Roster.
He bringing slavery back.
What he's got on the roster.
He got him on the ship. I mean,
I just hate Daniel Snyder. That's something to say.
Well, it was nice doing the show. Nick just got us canceled.
right.
No, Daniel Snyder got himself canceled.
No, you just got us canceled because that joke's gonna go over so many heads, and they were like, yeah, thanks. It was nice knowing everybody.
Welcome to the I Once Wondered show.
I Once Wondered show, sports show, because we wondered what the hell happened to us.
For the YouTubers watching, that is called satire and a joke about what an awful human being Daniel Snyder is and how he views people of color and minority.
Oh, he is a piece
Not
of
my
shit.
views or the show's views.
Oh no, that's my view. Daniel Snyder's a piece of shit. That's definitely my view. But
anyone in that organization has been sexually preyed upon, come see me. We will discuss it.
I just think that then this is NFL.
And all the females who
back
need
in their
comfort,
time.
come see me. We'll discuss it.
Hey man, wrap this shit up, man. Turn this I can't.
What's
Here's
that?
two more matchups before we get up out of here. I'm looking at Bengals and Patriots. Both teams got something to play for. Do you think, Nick, that Belichick has enough in his defensive? No, hold on.
There's more to it.
Does he have enough in his defensive bag to slow down the Bengals and give the Patriots a glimmer of hope to win?
Is he bringing back like Tony Eason or Drew Bledsoe?
Tony Eason, wow.
Because he's got a noodle-ass fucking quarterback arm who can't throw it 55 yards to the end zone, and I can do that drunk and high and retarded throwing up on myself. With a torn ACL and a torn right bicep, I could still throw the ball 60 yards to get it to the end zone. And you're an NFL quarterback, and you can't throw it 55 yards to the end zone? You deserve to lose that game and every other one that you coach forever.
Oh, wow.
Damn. So I see you have
Our
no
coaching. You lost McDaniels. I'm thrilled that you lost to McDaniels.
Bro.
You didn't replace him. You know what? That's like.
But the method that they lost is the icing on the cake.
Yeah, I think so too, man.
Wait, I was so wrecked on Sunday that I didn't find out about this until like Monday afternoon. I was like, this is what everyone's talking about. It's very gratifying to see a franchise that was labeled as the premier in all of the NFL for many years be such a shit show, dog shit stain on underwear right now. Fuck them. Sorry to give you that visual as you're putting Tostitos in your mouth or whatever you're eating.
I'm eating avocado salsa. It's just fire, bro. That guacamole salsa that they use, make it Hispanic stores.
I'll take it.
Shit's
You
fire.
don't like guacamole?
No, I don't need anything that's remotely like spicy or has
Jaeger bombs.
Well, yeah, I'll have Jaeger. But no, the only thing that like I'll eat that's Hispanic is queso.
You're so white, bro.
I only play a small, cool man of color on the show. We need to add some hood to the show, and that's where I come in.
With your hood?
Shut up. Don't answer that, Nick. Don't answer that, Nick. Don't answer that. Don't fucking answer that.
It's a frito is good. Frito is good.
Don't answer that.
But the only thing I eat Hispanic is
Never got
Maria.
any shirt or hood before that said "Made in Mississippi" until I got that other one.
Why'd you? Come on, man. I told you not to entertain that shit. Mel.
Yes.
Nervous energy. I'm not used to the Jets playing in that game. The last couple night games that I've watched the Jets play, Trevor Siemian got his leg snapped in 37 places by Myles Garrett. Sam Darnold butt fumbled. Or Mark Sanchez butt fumbled.
Sanchez, yeah.
Sam Darnold saw ghosts. Like, you think I'm looking forward to this fucking game tonight, guys? You can't tell the nervous energy that I've had the entire freaking game.
Oh, I know you're nervous as fuck. Any chance, man, that Belichick has enough defensive magic to work up a game plan to keep his team in the game?
I mean, I agree with Matt had said earlier. Maybe 1 or 2 quarters, and he may have enough to keep it close. But I think the Bengals gonna turn it on by the third, fourth quarter to blow this thing open. I don't see it happening.
37-16 blowout.
Wow. That's okay.
I mean, the Bengals are rolling, man.
You said 37-16?
Yeah.
The Bengals are rolling, bro.
I can see that happening.
Halftime.
Yeah, the Bengals are a team. Now, look, y'all never heard me talk like this. I don't want to. If when the playoffs start, if the Chiefs can avoid the damn Bengals, please avoid the Bengals. They scare me.
You're going to get them in round 2 in the 2-3 matchup.
They scare me. I mean, they're clicking on all cylinders. Their defense is doing enough.
It's 34-14.
And their offense is loaded. I mean, you got 3 receivers that are balling.
And Chase isn't even back in rhythm yet.
Not even close.
Wow.
With the hip, yeah. And then
they lock in that 3 seed that last week and don't have to play Burrow and then Chase, and then he can get that extra week of rest, get all that treatment, make sure he's 100% for the playoffs. That's a scary squad, man.
That's their division. I think they go ahead and overpass Baltimore. I just don't like the way Baltimore's
3 seed locked in. I don't know who Kansas City plays till last week, but if they both play at the same time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You play your guys, and then if Kansas City runs away with it, you bench them. Yeah. Or if you have the 3 seed locked in before that week, which you'd have to lose a game before then.
Here's what's interesting.
Chiefs would have to be up 2 games over them, because if it's 1 game, the Bengals have the tiebreaker from head to head.
Yeah, which leads me to this point. Bengals go to Buffalo next week, and to me, that makes the window of the number 1 seed in the AFC still up for grabs if Cincinnati gets a win over that, because then they will have the tiebreaker over Kansas City and Buffalo, and all 3 will have the same record. So I think.
I don't think anyone wants to see the Bengals in the playoffs.
No, that's what I'm saying. Nobody wants to see Cincinnati. But Cincinnati needs to do themselves a favor. They need to take care of business, go into New England, beat them, and then they need to take out Buffalo, and they can be the number 1 seed if they play their cards right. So these next 2 games matter for Cincinnati. And then, of course, the last game I want to talk about before we get up out of here, you got the Philadelphia Eagles going to Dallas, Texas to take on them Cowboys.
I just want to see the way the Cowboys can figure out to lose. I just want to see them do something crazy and lose this game, bro. I mean, they've been entertained all this year. I don't see the Cowboys winning this game. I see Philly.
Love Gardner Minshew, man. 41-12. Touchdown to interception ratio.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad you brought that up.
41-12.
Thank you.
Eagles fans were roasting me on Twitter because I said they might be better in the passing game when they get him. And what are you talking about? Well, one guy called me racist for it. Oh, fucking dude, he's got a great touchdown interception ratio. Gets the ball out quick. You get the ball out quick. The guys like Brown and Smith, and if Goddard's back, you're gonna have a huge day.
And he's competitive. He's going to die on like Gardner Minshew is the type that if he says I'm going to die on the field, he's like, oh, okay, I'm still going to go out and ball. If it's my last breath, I'm going to go out balling. He's that guy. But
Ed, it's the Cowboys. It's all.
Literally, when they drafted Trevor Lawrence, he said, "Oh, I don't care. I'm still competing to be number 1." He didn't care that they just drafted their franchise quarterback. They had to trade him because he was not going to sit there and just be cast to the side just because you drafted Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
I like what Gardner Minshew brings. I like the attitude. He's competitive. And I'm glad Nick brought up the touchdown to interception ratio because
Yeah,
that gets
racist.
Did the majority of that on a 6-10 Jaguars
a
team.
terrible Jaguars team,
Mhm.
and a lot of his good play gets diminished because he was on a terrible franchise.
I tell you right
And
now, I
Well, I
want
don't know
him
about that.
to Jet quarterback next year.
no, bro, he was on the Jaguars. He did not get no love. But if you watch
I
Gardner
think he
Minshew
did what
play
he
those
did
last-
because he did what he did as a player, and I give him credit for that. But I think if he was on any other team, he would be that much greater.
Yeah, we'll see this week because he has his team.
Yeah, we have a chance. We have a chance
A
to.
lot of the fans were hyped up about the hair and the mustache and the persona and the
Mustache
outfit
mania. Yeah,
rather than the play. But if you look at the play, this guy could play quarterback.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from him.
Dallas with this team. You gotta remember. You gotta remember. Best offensive line in football.
Mhm.
Best receiver tandem in football. Outstanding cornerbacks. Elite pass rush. Jalen Hurts isn't carrying this team.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is a very big cog
of the
in the
team.
machine of this
Yes.
team. But that doesn't mean Minshew can't come in with a different game plan because you're not getting the running game out of that. But you do some play action. You do some things to, instead of RPOs with Hurts as a threat, now you do some play action. You get Sanders going early. Now you get some quick outs to the tight ends and guys in the slot. You
Right.
slightly move the pocket a little bit, get him some favorable throws, get his feet wet, get him acclimated back to the game again. I think there's a very, very good chance that he plays well and they win the game.
Yeah, I think Philly still wins this game because Nick took all my points. It's literally the Philadelphia Eagles are probably one of the most complete teams in the NFL. They run the ball well, they pass the ball well. The defense is smothering, so you got a Super Bowl caliber defense. They went ahead and got in Ndamukong Suh, Linval Joseph to kind of shore up that middle, which was one of their weak points.
And what do you think that was for?
Yeah, because that was one of their weak points.
This game.
Well, yeah, you got to stop Zeke.
For this game, they
Gotta
lost
stop Zeke
like that, and they were like, "Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what? We can deal with Tony Pollard.
Yeah,
We're not letting Zeke get
and
those
Tony
yards."
Bonner.
Yeah, like we're gonna pick our poison. We're gonna eliminate one of you.
Somebody got to get shut down. Yeah. So I won't be surprised. This is a game. Mark my words. This is a game because the way that Philadelphia plays defense. This is the game that Dak has to win it on his arm, and I don't think he's going to get it done. It's an L.
You beat the Jags. You're gonna beat the Jaguars.
Nah, look.
What, Matt? You taking Dallas in this game, Matt? You all think too much into it, which is why he's double digits behind me and win. So, Matt, you're saying that Dallas will win this game?
Nah, we'll see when everybody makes their picks on the pick 'em league. But I just think this Dallas right now. I mean, their defense is struggling, and you can run on them. You can. No, we can't see your picks until they drop. Till the game happens, Matt. So we're not gonna know.
Once the game starts.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're not gonna. Yeah. But no, I just think Dallas is bad momentum. Dak, the bad loss against the Jaguars. It's just Philly is just a better team. Philly's just a better team, hands down. And Dallas is having injuries at their defense at the wrong time. But final thoughts on week 16, fellas. Nick, final thoughts. What you looking forward to? What you hate? What you like going into week 16?
If we don't win tonight, I hope nobody's team wins this weekend. Hey, hater!
Yo, you are such a hater, bro. Such a fucking hater, dog.
I hope that the games all get canceled for cold. And I have to say this publicly because it wasn't on air Monday. Mel, congratulations on Detroit beating the Jets last week.
Oh yeah.
It was not a pleasant game to watch. There was a lot of awful plays by both of us, but in the end, we made enough plays to win the game. So, congratulations to you.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Hey, go get that man a Detroit Lions jersey, bro.
What, me?
Yeah, that should have been the bet. You should have had to wear the Honolulu blue, bro.
Fucking wear jerseys. I don't believe in putting another man's name on my back. I'm no fucking high school girl.
It's just his dick.
I don't. That's fine because I don't have to see it and other people won't see it. What I do in the privacy of a telephone booth is what I do.
I find stupid NBA things on Christmas and not Christmas or Eve, so that they don't care about our family.
I can't.
Well, right now, the NFL pretty much got the whole weekend. I mean, if anything, they should have put games on Christmas Day because looking at those 3 games, putting the NFL, the only game that really looks appeasing is that Dolphins and Packers game. The other ones,
Yeah, a lot of games don't look like they worth
the other
watching.
games are straight.
You
Goddamn,
think I'm fitting in your fucking jersey? I look like fucking Lou Ferrigno shredding that motherfucker.
Yo, Matt, if you give that jersey to Nick, that should be a halter top, bro.
Bad guy in a little jersey.
Yo, wow. Detroit Mail, take us home, man. Final thoughts, what you're looking forward to, what you think you might hate, what you think you might like for week 16.
Looking forward to the Lions game, of course. And I want to see that. I want to see how they, see how they just play.
Still ain't big enough. Still ain't big enough.
A 2X. It's a 2X.
No, that's still a belly shirt.
Oh wow.
Welcome to the Nick Show. I just want to say, fuck these 2 motherfuckers.
Hey, just like the white guy trying to take over our black stuff.
Typical motherfucker.
No, but
when the show ends.
I do want to see the Philly and Dallas game. I'm looking forward to the Cincinnati game.
There's so much hate today, bro. There's so much hate today, bro.
It's the holiday season, man. It's the best time of year for hate.
Motherfucking Grinches everywhere.
I want to give thanks for all my loved ones. The next morning, get out of my way, bitch! I want that Samsung TV.
Fucking Grinches everywhere, bro.
But yeah, I think just overall, man, it's not really good games out there. I think we had better games last year. I don't know what the NFL was doing. I guess they expected these teams to have been better.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's needless to say. I'm pretty sure they thought the Cardinals were gonna be better.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they thought the Buccaneers be better.
Thought the Packers would be better.
Yeah, I thought they damn sure thought the Broncos and the Rams would be better. They thought the Packers would be better. So I mean, it's a lot of those games on Christmas that I thought the NFL was like, oh, this might be a good matchup. Nah.
Right. Yeah.
Scheduling for all of these primetime games. I don't care if it's 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock. It's essentially a prime time game. You give them 4 weeks notice.
Mm-hmm.
Like Thanksgiving weekend, you pick the games that are going to be on that day. It gives family, friends, everybody. What's the difference if you're playing on Christmas Eve at 8 o'clock or you're playing on Christmas Day at 8 o'clock? Everyone is still in that town. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's true, Anthony. That's very true.
That's interactive.
The Lions ruined Thanksgiving for us. We don't need them ruining Christmas too.
On that note, that'd
you ruined Hanukkah for me last weekend.
Anyway.
All right. Anyway, that'd be a fuck Nick and Anthony.
No,
closet dwelling piece of shit.
No, I think week 16 got the ingredients for some wild, crazy shit. Because there's teams still playing for shit that matters. So
hold up. I'm a lion. This is Mel's philosophy, Matt. I'm a lion. Hear me, Roofy. He doesn't roar. He roofy.
But no, I think week 16 got the ingredients for some wild, crazy shit. Just because we're getting to the end of the regular season, teams trying to clinch, team trying to play spoilers. You never know what the hell's going to happen with this great entertainment entity that we call it NFL. But anyway, man.
Mel watches The Wizard of Oz, and instead, put him up. He says, girls, drink it up.
Well, no, we'll see how everything turns out.
Right.
Man, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, happy holidays, whatever it is you celebrate. Make sure you enjoy it with friends and family. Be safe. Please, no drinking and driving. No driving inebriated of any kind, sorts. But for real, it's crazy out here. It's crazy out. I mean, that's up to you, big homie. It's crazy out in these streets. So, hey, get to your destination, enjoy your time, and hey, y'all make sure y'all come back Monday as we recap the big weekend in sports on episode 210 on Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as always, that is the homie, the big homie Nick Shine, all the way up in New Jersey. That is the big homie.
I got one lined up if you want to rock.
Go ahead.
I'll just read it on air here, not a separate show.
I'm saying, drop it right here, real quick.
Okay. No, I thought you were doing the full send off.
Quick money line from Nick Shine.
I'm reading Anthony's comment. I just saw this. Watch the black version, The Wiz. Yeah, Michael Jackson was in that because he thought all the Munchkins were children. So anyway. Oh, children, come on. You want to come touch the Wiz?
Can you please go on with your money line so we can stay online?
Okay.
For real.
So, I put in an 18 parlay. 8-team, not 18.
Okay.
For tonight's game, it's $15 to win 551. Zach Wilson over 182.5 yards passing. Zach Wilson over 11.5 yards rushing. Garrett Wilson over 52.5 yards receiving. And I also took an alternate on Garrett Wilson for over 80 yards. I got tight end CJ Uzoma over 8.5 yards receiving. I have Travis Etienne over 71.5 yards rushing. And I have the Jacksonville Jaguars on an alternate spread of getting 4.5. So 15 to win 551.
That Etienne leg scares me of that parlay.
I don't, because it's going to be a run game, and we're not very good against the run. I could see him getting 80 yards.
Aye. No. All right. Quick money line for Nick Shine right there. 18 parlay. No, my fucker. But no. As always, man, it's always a pleasure when the whole gang is in the building. I am the Wild Card Mar. That is the Detroit Mail out in the fuck free world. 313, and then of course we got the big homie Nick Shine, who is nervous as fuck for tonight's game. Yeah, that look like some good. Catch y'all Monday, y'all. 4 p.m., y'all.